Excellent. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Glad you could make it to the call. I understand there's been a few bits of confusion with the time zone changes. I know it's crazy, but we still do this, and worst of all, we do it at different on different dates in different parts of the world. So the UK clocks changed last weekend. The rest of the world, I think, are changing next weekend. So we're in this kind of in-between time where nobody really knows what's going on, even more than most of us really don't know what's going on at the best of times. So we're going to do this as this Zoom call on a Wednesday evening at 8 o'clock in the UK, so 8 p.m. UK time. Regardless of what happens to your clocks, it will be 8 p.m. UK time every Thursday on into the future. Having said that, I've just talked to the company about this, and I won't be able to make it next week. On Thursday next week is my wedding anniversary, so I'm having a couple of days off. And if my wife behaves, I'm going to take her away with me. Otherwise, no, that was not even funny. I won't even say that. Okay, so I'm having a couple of days off. We're going away for a few days to celebrate 43 years um, together. So I'm not sure if the company's going to replace me next Thursday, so look out for announcements. But whoever it is, it won't be me. So let's get this show on the road. We're going to be talking about real estate this evening. The e-estate program is a tremendous real estate program. My background in real estate is I've had my own property portfolio since 2006. I've run several businesses within real estate, or within the property, we call it in the UK, the property market. Um, since about 2008, I've run a property sourcing business, a property rescue business. Um, and a couple of other small things. So um, I know a lot about real estate, and I know what it takes to set up and run a successful real estate business. And what it takes basically is a lot of time, money, and effort. Putting that time, money, and effort in initially right off the bat. You've got to develop contacts with your local realtors. We call them estate agents in the UK, with financial people who can lend money for mortgages. Um, uh, Architects, really anybody involved in the industry, developers, anybody involved in the industry who can get you into a particular situation before your competition get there. Okay, so you want to be the first one they phone up and say, "We've got this property, it's going on the market. We want to, and then you can get in there and you can work out a deal with them, how you can take that yourself and either buy it yourself or put your people in there to buy it, and your clients. When I set up my first real estate business, I took about 3 months working my socks off morning, noon, and night, literally 80 hours a week, driving hundreds and hundreds of miles to all the towns near me. I don't live in an unpopulated part of the UK, but if you drive 50 miles in any direction, you can cover three or four fairly significant cities and maybe two or three dozen towns. Okay, and I was driving off to all of these places all day, every day, meeting the estate agents, meeting the mortgage brokers, trying to find clients in property clubs and so on. Okay, we didn't have the internet back then. Well, we did, but nobody really used it for business in a serious way. Certainly, property people didn't. It was all handshakes, word of mouth, cigars and brandy in the club afterwards, that sort of thing. So yeah, and it took a lot of time and effort just to get things started, just to get things off the ground. Before you ever did your first deal, before you ever sold your first property, it was a lot of putting yourself out there. So when I first saw e-estates, I was really, really impressed because I knew what I was looking at, and all the downside of a real estate business just evaporated completely with what we're doing with e-estates. And I'm going to come on to that in a little bit. First of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you, do you know what real estate is? And real estate is another name for real estate is real property. Okay, so your own personal property, the things that you own, your television, your sofa, settee, couch, whatever you call it. Okay, your dining room table. Okay, that's your personal property, and the building into which it goes, plus all the fences and fixtures and outhouses and so on. That's your real estate. That's not personal property. That's real estate. Okay, so a real estate portfolio is designed to give you a passive income. So you get a real estate portfolio. Well, if you're wealthy, of course, you'll have many houses and you live in all of them as and when you see fit. But most of us have a property portfolio because we want those other that other real estate to get out there and do some work for us, to get rental income, possibly. There is a sense, some people say, well, I'm just going to buy real estate and I'm going to hold on to it and then I'm going to let it accrue in value and then I'm going to sell it. And no doubt you can make money like that, but you're missing a trick if you do that, because you can have that property work for you whilst you own it. In fact, there are 12 different ways of earning from property, from real estate. There are lots of different things you can do to make money. For example, you could buy a dilapidated property, spend $50,000 doing it up and sell it for 200,000 more than you paid for it, for example. So, we call that flipping. I think they call it the same pretty much everywhere else in the world. So that's a way of making money from property. It's not what we're talking about tonight. I only gave that as an example. There are 12 different ways of making money, and we're going to talk about one predominantly, which is what we're doing with e-estate. So before I get into that, I'm going to switch over to my screen. My computer suddenly decided to stop working. You wouldn't believe the amount of preparation I've done on getting this ready, and now my browser's decided. There we go. So let's stop that before it goes too far. Okay, stop, please. Thank you. And I'm going to switch over to my browser. I'll have a look at a quick video. We're going to share the sound. We're going to share optimize for video. We're going to have me in the corner and share. So there we go. Hopefully we've got me on the screen in front of the video. Let's make that full screen. And let's start the video. So this is by way of an introduction to e-estate. And when I finish this, really, I often say there's nothing else for me to say. I will carry on talking because there are some other things I can sort of clarify. And if you say things in different ways, people understand more than if you just say it once, and I hope they get it the first time through. But pay attention to this video because it does cover everything you need to know about e-estate.
The future of real estate investment starts here. The real estate market is long overdue for change. High entry costs, low liquidity, bureaucracy, and hidden fees have made traditional property investment complex and inaccessible. E-estate is redefining the industry. Through EST, Estate Token, we enable seamless property ownership, investment, and income generation. Real assets are tokenized on the Binance Smart Chain, ensuring full transparency, security, and a stable source of income. Every asset undergoes AI-driven analysis, legal verification, and expert evaluation, guaranteeing capital protection. E-estate is not just a platform, it's the new standard in real estate investment. Benefits for buyers. Imagine having the flexibility to invest in real estate while earning consistent returns without the hassle of traditional ownership. With EST tokens, this vision is now a reality. For as little as $117, you can enter the digital real estate market and enjoy legally backed property ownership, blockchain-secured transactions for full transparency, lifetime passive income from rental profits, global access without geographic restrictions. Estate Token, a new era of real estate. We are revolutionizing traditional assets by transforming them into EST tokens. Each token is a digital representation of physical real estate with its value tied to tangible assets. EST introduces an innovative two-phase income model. 1. The active phase, first 18 months. Enhanced daily returns of 0.41% to 1%, providing a powerful opportunity to accelerate your capital growth. 2. The passive phase. Lifetime earnings of 10% annually, paid out every 6 months. The more you invest, the higher your buyer status, unlocking premium properties and exclusive privileges. Digital real estate offers real financial growth without the limitations of the traditional market. Benefits for real estate agents. eEstate introduces a groundbreaking approach to the real estate business. Agents can earn commissions on transactions, build client networks, and generate passive income. How agents earn. Deal commission. Instant commissions from every transaction across 8 levels. Profit commission. Passive earnings from clients' rental properties across 5 levels. Agent bonus. Additional rewards for sales milestones and career growth up to 10 levels. E-token, ETK. Digital incentives for task completion and rank progression. Additional earning opportunities. Money wheel. Spin for 100 ETK and win between $1 to $1,000 per spin. E-wallet, a secure instant payout system for managing your funds. The future of digital real estate. Every transaction on eEstate is backed by legal contracts and blockchain-based smart contracts on the Binance Smart Chain, ensuring secure and tamper-proof deals. Strategically headquartered in Panama, eEstate operates in a tax-friendly jurisdiction, ensuring full legal compliance and zero taxation on international earnings. Join the digital real estate revolution and start earning today.
Excellent. Now, I love that presentation. Like I say, you just watch it, 4 minutes long, and it tells you everything you need to know. That's the video that I send to people when I'm talking to them about real estate. And they ask me a few questions. That's what I'll do. I'll drop you a quick video, and you can watch that, and I'll call you back in half an hour. It takes 4 minutes to watch it. I'll call you in half an hour. And generally, when people have watched that, they understand eEstate. They don't know everything, but they certainly know the vast majority of the information they need in order to get started. Now, I was talking just now about a portfolio, and what we're talking about for the next little bit is building your portfolio with eEstate. But there's another opportunity they touched on in the video that I'd not been involved with before eEstate. When I had my own businesses, I didn't have the opportunity to expand my business. I didn't have the opportunity to buy property on a global basis. I had to buy property in the area where I'd done all my research and had all my contacts and so on and so forth, which limited me to a 50-mile radius of where I live. And even then, if I'm going to look after the property, I wanted to be as close to my home as possible. That really limited me geographically. With eEstate, you can literally own property anywhere in the world, anywhere it's available. Dubai, Australia, California, wherever the property is, you can have a share of it. But the other thing is you can expand your eEstate business by helping other people also get involved and become buyers and also become agents. So let's look at that first one first, the first bit where it's just you get in, you buy your own property for your own use, for your own passive, for your own passive income. Because once you've bought a property, it just produces money for you every day. There's nothing else for you to do. Okay, I know they talk about it's a passive phase and it's an active phase for 18 months and a passive phase. Okay, but from our perspective as business builders, or as buyers rather, it's passive in the sense that you buy a property and it earns money for you every single day. So let's have a quick look, 2 minutes on this presentation. It's a PDF document available in your back office as soon as you're registered, and it's about the buyer presentation. So what is eEstate? It's a next generation platform designed to make real estate investments accessible, transparent, and secure. So you don't need to buy a whole property, okay? So this tokenized ownership isn't brand new. It's something that's been happening. The first tokenized property, I believe, was a skyscraper, and it was first tokenized in 2015. And people could buy the tokens, and it would be represented by a share of that property, that skyscraper. So you couldn't afford a whole skyscraper all to yourself, but you liked the fact that skyscrapers make money when people rent the floors or the function rooms or whatever else is in the skyscraper. So you wanted a piece of that, but you didn't want to buy the whole skyscraper. So you buy whatever you could afford of the tokens, which is represented by that size share of the company. Now, the reason that the company has its own tokens, EST tokens, is because if we were to buy it with Bitcoin, for example, I love Bitcoin, but if we were to buy a property with Bitcoin, then you want to buy, I don't know, $10,000 worth of that property. One minute you pay this much Bitcoin, and then the price of Bitcoin would go up or down, and somebody else would be buying a different amount for $10,000. Somebody else will buy a different amount the next day for $10,000. So what we do is we buy it, we tokenize it into our own tokens, which we have control over. That token, the value of that token is tied to the value of the property. And so once we've tokenized it, that's the value of the property. That's how many tokens we have available. And so everybody buys a share of that property at exactly the same price. Okay, it couldn't work if we didn't have control of that token. So that's why we use our own tokens. Generally, I'm kind of against using other people's tokens. I just want Bitcoin. That's all. I love Bitcoin. Give me Bitcoin every day of the week. However, I do understand why we use EST tokens, because it's got to be tied to the value of the property, not tied to the value of the marketplace. So we have tokenized ownership. I think I pretty much just covered that. All of the transactions are on the blockchain, on the Binance Smart Chain, BSC. Global reach, I covered that. You can buy properties anywhere in the world. And it's data-driven insights that you get real-time analytics and expert insights to make informed decisions. So at the heart of e-estates, we have innovative solutions that enable buyers worldwide to participate in tokenized ownership of a wide range of real estate. So we have everything from apartments to houses to villas to commercial premises to business premises to land development, empty land. Okay, you can take part in all of these different property deals if you want to. So there are very low entry barriers, or barriers to entry are very low. You don't need $50,000 to buy 25% of a property and then get the other $150,000 on a mortgage. No, if you want $50,000 worth of a villa in Florida, you just buy $50,000 worth. If you want $10 worth, you buy $10 worth. Okay, so there's no reason why everybody can't get involved in real estate, which is great. It's great for the real estate, but it's also great for people. You can diversify your portfolio if you want to. You can have a couple of apartments, a couple of houses, a couple of villas, whatever you want to do. There's security in these transactions because they're all done on the blockchain. And again, you've got this global reach. So there are different levels that you can qualify at as a buyer. In level 1, you can buy apartments, houses, villas, tourism properties, which very often they're villas or hotels, things like that. So whatever qualifies as tourism, and commercial properties. So you can buy all 5 of those different types of property at level 1, and that's as soon as you've joined. It tells you here all of the different daily returns, the yields for the first 18 months, the passive phase, and so on and so forth. Okay, so you can do all of that. Well, you can select this very, very easily from a drop-down list in your back office. Level 2 is they've now added in business, so you can buy anything at level 1 or level 2 when you're a level 2 buyer. Level 3 also includes land plots. Level 4 includes development. And level 5, business development. So business development, you're talking a very significant amount of money to get involved, but you get your money back within about 5 months with this. So you make so much money in the first 18 months. You've recovered your money in the first 5 months. In the second 5 months, you've doubled your money. In the third 5 months, you've tripled your money, tripled your money. Okay, and then when it goes into the 18-month phase, you've already bought some more properties with all that profit anyway, as well as taking your stake back out to safeguard it if that's what you want to do. But then you go into a 10%, you go to a 10% yield on an ongoing basis after 18 months. So that's the same with all of these different properties. You get your money back within a period of time. The properties on level 1, it takes a bit longer to get your money back than the properties on levels 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. So in this presentation, there's profit calculations for these different things. You can see all that in your back office. When you go to buy a piece of real estate, you have this profit calculator. So you put the figures in, and it tells you exactly how much you're going to earn every day, every month, every year, and how long it's going to take for you to get the value of your investment back out again. Okay, but just be aware that we work on 5 days a week, not 7. Okay, so that's only five days a week, 22 days a month, 132 days in 6 months. So that's in phase 1, you earn a larger return on your business days during the first 18 months. And then after 18 months, you drop into this passive income phase, which is 10%. And your principal deposit, people often ask, do I get my money back? You get your money back during that increased earning phase in the first 18 months. Okay, so that's why it tells you how long it's going to take you to get your money back. So you don't get to the end of it and then you get your money back and then it goes into the, so it doesn't work that way. You've made your money back by during that first 18 months. So EST tokens, I've covered a little bit about that. Let's move on. The bonus program, there's you get rewarded in ETK, which is another internal token for eEstate. You get rewarded for lots of different things you do, even just things like signing a contract or buying another property. You get some ETK for that. Also, every day you get to go into the back office and you kind of collect. On day 1, you collect 1 ETK. On day 2, it's 2. Day 3, it's 3, and so on. Up to day 7, and then you're earning 10 ETK a day. Then on day 8, it goes back to 1, and you work your way up again. And all you have to do to earn that is every single day log into your account and go and collect that ETK. When you've got 100 ETK, you can spin the wheel. If we've got time, I might do that for you a bit later. I've got some ETK ready to spin the wheel, but I think looking at the time, that won't happen. So eEstate is in a triangle, if you like. It's a symbiotic relationship with Eli Property and ARDR, the Association of Real Digital Realtors, which is a professional community. Okay, when you register as an agent, you get a certificate to say that you are registered as an agent. So it's an official thing. It's not to be taken lightly. So between these 3 things, these 3 entities, we have a process that works. The Eli Property Eli Property Group sources the property and puts it up onto the platform for us to come and buy it. ARDR make sure we know what we're doing as agents. We have access to everything we need in order to either buy those properties ourselves or get some clients in so that they can buy the properties. And then eEstate takes care of the presentation of the property to the buyers and the distribution of the profits back to the buyers. Okay, and Eli Property and AIDR take care of everything else, which is what I love about it, because in any other real estate business, you would have to do all of this. Here you just do, and they've shown it as equal sizes of these shapes, but eEstate is minuscule compared, or very tiny compared to these other 2. These people do all the hard work, and we get our fair share of the rewards. So to onboard, you need to register and verify your account, or verify yourself with KYC and AML checks. Choose your investment level. You acquire tokens and fund your account, and you invest and track returns. That's it. Very, very simple. Legal and risk factors. So the registration and jurisdiction, we don't have to do that. It's all done for us. Compliance, we don't have to do that. It's all done for us. Tokenized assets, we don't have to do that. It's all done for us. Yes, there is market volatility, but generally the real estate market is going only in one direction. If there is a small downward trend for a few months or even a year or two, it's not a life-changing situation. It soon recovers. There are regulatory changes, and this is really what's wrong with real estate property, if you have to worry about the whole property yourself. It used to be fun to have a real estate business or property business. But in the UK, around about 2012, the burden of all the regulation changes just meant that one, there was no money in it, and worse than that, there was no fun in it anymore. So that's when I kind of decided I was going to wind everything down, and sell things off, move out of that into other things. And then there are operational and technical risks. So again, these are all massively mitigated in e-estate. You don't need to worry about these things at all. So this is your action list. Start investing, contact us, learn more. That's it. So you register and you've got access to this document in your back office. So that's to become a buyer. That's how buyers do it, basically. Very, very easy to do. So let's have a look then at what agents do. Now, what are agents? Agents are basically people who they encourage buyers to join the system and buy property. As a result of that, there are benefits to you. What I would suggest to you, though, is that if you are seriously thinking about doing this and you're absolutely convinced that you want to do it over the long term, I would say sign up as an agent before you buy your first property. So sign up as an agent simply because you get commission on your own properties. Your own purchases count towards your achievement levels and so on. So yeah, so become an agent first, then start buying properties. Don't do it the other way around because you'll just be missing out. You need to be your own best client. So we have, again, we have this symbiosis of three different things. We've got your digital expertise, flexible schedule, so you can just do this whenever you want. I normally spend about half an hour a day on the site, just in 5-minute chunks, go through, read some information, introduce somebody, show them around the back office, this sort of thing. So probably half an hour a day. If I'm busy signing up 2 or 3 people, then I might be here for an hour and a half. But I can do it whenever I want. I can do it in my pajamas with a cup of coffee, middle of the night, late afternoon, whatever I like. And you have unlimited earning potential. We're never going to run out of properties, so you can just keep on adding more buyers to your agent, your agency. You can add more properties to your own portfolio. So becoming a licensed digital agent. First of all, you pay a membership fee, $9 a month or $90 a year. You complete an online application, and then once you've completed the online application, you sign a contract. It's all legally binding. That's, you can download that document, and I suggest you do download the document and keep it safe. From then, you have access to the platform as an agent. You can introduce people. You get a referral link you can send out to people, and when they join, they are one of your clients. Even if they later become an agent, they are still one of your buyers. So one of your clients. So you have 4 different income streams. Number 1 is deal commission. So each client deal you close, and bear in mind, if you've become an agent before you buy your first property, then you get the deal commission from your own first deal. You can also earn a profit commission. So first of all, when somebody buys a property or invests in a property, then you get the deal commission. Then they're earning every single day. You get a small percentage of profit when they earn some profit. You also receive an agent bonus when you hit different milestones along the way. These are all laid out in the back office. And when you do certain things, certain activities will earn you e-token rewards. And the e-token rewards are just fun to have. It's an extra bonus. So the commission details, when you earn a commission, then you earn a commission down to 8 levels. So the people you introduce, you get 6% of their deal. Second level, 2%, 2%, and so on. And the idea is on level 8, so on level 1, you may have 10 people, but on level 8, you may have 10,000 people. So yes, you get a smaller percentage, but that could be a lot of money. And then As those properties continue to produce daily income for those people, you receive 5% on level 1, 2% on level 2, and so on. Not difficult to understand, I'm sure. Although, having said that, once you've been doing this a little while, I don't even check that anymore. I just see the money comes in, and that's great. Then you can achieve different levels by achieving a greater turnover. So when you have a turnover of 500, so there's been $500 worth of deals done by you and your clients, then you're on level 1, and you get a bonus for 100 ETK. When your turnover for your whole group is 3,000, you get 150 ETK plus you get $30, all the way up to when you have a portfolio of $1 million. I was talking to somebody the other day who's done this in a very, very short space of time. They didn't tell me exactly how long, but I think it's probably only a few months. Then they get a bonus of $10,000, which is nice because they're helping people get involved in real estate so that they can make money and also they're making money. Then there's a revenue share on multiple levels, starting from the 3rd level down. You just get different revenue share going down multiple levels all the way down to the 8th level. Sorry, is that true? No, that's your personal investments. Levels 1 to 8. Okay, so more bonuses. The money wheel, they talked about this on the video. You can when you've got 100 ETK, you push the button and spin the wheel. This is something I get my wife involved with because when I spin the wheel, I make $1, $1.50, $2. She spins the wheel, she makes $10, $25. Okay, and that's real money. You can transfer that into your e-wallet, and it's real money. You can withdraw it and go and spend it if you want to, or you can reinvest in properties. You can even send it to somebody else in your team through the back office system. There's a way of transferring money from your e-wallet into somebody else's e-wallet. So if you have somebody, you've got a load of profit in your wallet and you want to help somebody else get started, get them signed up, transfer the money to them, and they can buy a property. Of course, my wife doesn't do that. She says, okay, so I've won you $25. Give me the money. So I say, put it on my tab. Okay, so join the estate now. Start earning today. Support steps. First thing you get is a welcome email as soon as you've signed up. Then you get access to the community. Again, in the back office where you can find these presentations, there's places you can follow some links. You can get support through Telegram and a lot of other places. Okay, and the support I've had through I always use Telegram, but you can use whatever else available, WhatsApp and so on and so forth. Okay, the support I've had through Telegram is absolutely stupendous. It's within a few minutes I get a response. I don't want to tell you that really because just in case I get very, very busy and it drops off to, an hour or so. But even so, the support I've had is amazing. There's a knowledge base and webinars. So there's not a knowledge base available in your back office. Webinars are available through the Telegram group. You'll be informed of when the webinars are similar to this. And there's lots of different people all over the world will be doing these webinars to not only to show you, but to show your friends. So you might have somebody in the UK that you want to share this with, and that you can get them onto a UK-based presentation. You might have somebody in Australia. There'll be a suitable presentation for them in Australia. And of course, I just mentioned about the 24/7 support. So that's brilliant. So that's what we get for the agents. And being an agent is, in my opinion, that's kind of where I want to be, because I want to not only build my portfolio. I've always had this attitude of, if I can make some money at it, I've got plenty of other people who I would like to also help make money at it. I know some people say, well, I'm not going to do that. I'm happy me making money, but I don't want to share it with anyone. I can understand that there's a certain amount of fear involved. Personally, I feel that if I'm honest with people and I say, look, this is what I'm doing, why don't you look at it? They can make up their own mind, and I'll be there to help and support them. I feel that I'm being honest with them, and I'm quite happy to share this. And this is a great opportunity. I've never seen a real estate setup like this. I've never dealt with tokenized real properties before, and I just think it's a tremendous system. It's the future of it's the future of real estate. I honestly believe that. I think there's going to be a time in the future when all other types of real estate are going to fade away. Like I said, there are 12 other ways of making money, but they all involve a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of effort, and there are no guarantees. So many things can go wrong with that. So many regulations can change. Just everything can go wrong with that. This is so much easier, so much more reliable. And I think that more people are going to be making more money in real estate through e-estate than pretty much anything we've ever seen before. So just another couple of documents here that you can get from your back office. There's an AIDR charter, so you can read through that to see what the charter says, what obligations they're making to you as a licensed agent. There's a code of practice for you to comply with. It's only 2 pages long. I've seen codes of practice hundreds of pages long. Okay, this is very, very simple. And then there's a guide if you want to know step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, 5, and 6. Okay, this is all available in your back office. As soon as you sign up, you have access to this information. So I'm going to go back to the dashboard of eEstate now, just to show you how simple the whole thing is. You can see in my e-wallet there, I've got 6437. And when it gets to 117, I normally buy myself another apartment. Everything on this page is represented in other pages throughout the site. So there's a carousel here of the real estate properties that are available. Again, you can just flick between them if you want to. There's your e-wallet, your assets, so you can roll over any of these little spokes and it will tell you how much you made on that particular day. It will give you the date and how much you made. Where you are with earning rewards and the money wheel, knowledge base, different account settings and so on. So each of those areas there is represented under this menu. You have buyer, under the buyer you have e-wallet, real estate, and then your own assets. Under agent you have your panel, a list of your clients, and your own landing page. You can modify the landing page to suit yourself and get that link out to people, so they're not when you want somebody to register, you send them the registration link and they get to a page and it just says put in your name and address or whatever it says. Okay, and people are thinking, what's this all about? Whereas here you don't do that. You send people to a landing page, and the landing page explains a little bit about, well, a lot. If they want to flick around the whole thing, they can read everything that you know about eEstate, plus a bit of information about you, how good you are, what you're doing, and so on. And you can change that to whatever you like. Under rewards, you have achievements, which is a list of things that you've worked your way through, and the money wheel. So I'm not going to go into the money wheel. But what I will do is I'll show you very quickly. If I go into buyer and my assets, I'm going to show you something very, very quick and easy. If I want to transfer that money into my e-wallet, I click on the transfer button, enter my PIN number. So when you get sent this PIN number, it's the 6-digit number. Memorize it, write it down. Keep it safe though. Keep it safe, because if nobody can do anything with your account if they don't have that 6-digit PIN number. So keep it safe. And you can see here all the different tokenized real estate that I've acquired. Excuse me. Here I can see a list of all the different profits I've made for that property. Here I can see the transaction on the BSC blockchain, and here I can look at my PDF version of the contract that I signed when I purchased that property. So everything you can possibly need is in here, all available at your fingertips at all times. So with that, I'm going to stop sharing my back office. I'm going to come back to the Zoom screen any second now. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just say my goodbyes and stop the recording, but we will have a question and answer session after the recording is finished. If you have anything, I'll unmute you and you can come and tell me how I could have done things better. Maybe, I don't know, whatever you want to say. So yeah, thank you so much for your time and attention. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. As I said at the beginning, we're going to do this same, or not exactly the same, it'll be a different type of presentation on Wednesday every evening, 8 p.m. UK time. So just keep an eye on the time zone changes, 8 p.m. UK time. And this is going to be a video. It's going to be available on YouTube. It's going to be posted in the Telegram site. I believe this video is suitable for you to give out to your friends, neighbors, relatives, work colleagues, and so on, to show them a little bit about e-estates and why you're so excited about it, what you're doing with it, because you don't limit them by what you're thinking. That you may want to do one thing with e-estate, but when they look at it, they might say, "Wow, this is a way of, that I can achieve what I want." Maybe their goals are just financial. They see this as a way of making a lot of money in a very quick period, a very short period of time. When I say a short period of time, a few years, not not have to work the whole life until they're 65 to try and live then on two-thirds or a third of what they couldn't live on at 64. Okay, so maybe. So don't limit them. Let them find what they are looking for in e-estate, because it really is the real estate system of the future. And it's there's something in here. I believe there's something in here for everyone, whether you are just you've got a casual interest in real estate, or whether you are a real estate professional and you're just fed up with all of the rules, the regulations, the customers letting you down, the problems with properties, and it just goes on and on and on. I could do a 3-hour seminar just on things that can go wrong with properties in real estate. We don't have any of that with e-estate. It really is phenomenal. So with that, I'm going to switch off the recording, guys. Thank you so much for being here. See you on the next one.